Hello, look what I have here. Here there is a chest. A chest. This is a chest. Does it remind you something? For example, the pirate's chest. What do they have in their chest? They have gold, for example. Yeah, that is the treasure, their treasure. They have gold. What else do you think that they have? They have necklaces. Yes, and rings and earrings and those things, okay? But this is my treasure. This treasure, this chest was made by my mother. And look what I have in this chest. I have a letter that I wrote to my father when I was about 20 years old. They have saved it. Here there is a picture of my mother. This is my mother and her aunt. Okay, this is a picture of her. Here we have, there is a picture, there is a letter, there are necklaces. There are necklaces. There is a letter, there are necklaces. There is a picture. You see that? What else can I find here? Okay, look at this. This is my brother's. Okay. This is my brother's. This is really beautiful. And this is a nice thing to check these memories. Okay. We found here, okay, with here, we use these words. There is a picture. There is a picture. There are necklaces. There are necklaces. There is an envelope, a letter. Okay, there is an envelope. This is the envelope. Maybe you don't know it. And there is a letter. This is a letter. Okay, this is a letter. There is a letter in the envelope for Economista Celso Egas, my father. And there is a picture of my mother. That is my mother. Okay. And there are necklaces. Okay. These words you are gonna find in the reading that we already did. You remember the reading of New York? Do you remember that? Let's check the activity that we have to do. Okay, the last class we read this. Okay. Yeah, the last class. Okay, no, the last class we reviewed the time that some people asked me to explain that again, and I did it the last class, okay? And we did exercises about that. But the class before that one, we have already started this, and we read this part. Would you like me to read it again? Okay. It was about New York and visiting, touring New York. And we are gonna find what things there are, what there is, what there are, what there isn't, what there aren't. We are gonna find this. New York is on the east coast of the United States. Come and visit this exciting city. It has something for everyone. There is a wonderful view of New York's skyscrapers, from the top of Empire State Building. From the top of Empire State Building. Okay? And there are lots of great museums, including the Museum of the City of New York, where you can find out about the history of the city. When you want to relax, you can go to the Central Park. This is the Central Park. You can go to the Central Park and enjoy the beautiful lakes and trees. We have a lot of trees here. Yes. What else? What am I? There aren't any cars in the park on weekends, and people go running and inline skating on the roads. Teenagers like Times Square. This is the Times Square. It's full of attractions and has lots of restaurants and coffee shops. In the evenings, you can go to shows and gigs, or you can look for ghosts. There are more ghosts in New York than any other American city. How many ghosts are there? Are there any scary ones? Go on a ghost tour and find out. Can tourists see everything in New York in one visit? No, there isn't time. But is there a place that everyone likes? Yes, there is a famous statue, the Statue of Liberty, over 120 years old, and there are 354 steps on the top. Yeah, do you remember that now? We already did it. We already answered the questions. We did the writing comprehension, the class before. And then we are going to do the activity 4 using the words there is and there are. There is and there are. There are. There is. The word, you remember that in the verb to be we use the negative is there isn't. There isn't a, or there aren't any. Do you remember when we use is? Is, we use it for singular or plural? When we talk about one thing or two or more things. Is for singular and are for plural. In this case, there is, what, do you remember what is there in my chest? There is what? There is a picture. There is an envelope. Okay, good. And there are necklaces. You see? 2 or more. We have 2 or more here. Okay? And here we have only one envelope. There is an envelope and there is a picture. Yep, you remember that? Okay, go to the page 51. It says look at the activity 4 and look at the sightseeing guide. This is the sightseeing guide. Why sightseeing? Because you can see around the city. You can check what happened. And answer the questions. What is there in the photos? How many? How many? 1, 2. How many? How many things? How many envelopes are there? There is only one. One envelope. There is an envelope or there is one envelope. Okay, let's practice. Let's practice. It's okay. Don't worry. We're going to do it easily. I'm gonna help you. Right now, I'm gonna read the answers, but I'm gonna upload, okay, in a PowerPoint that I'm gonna send you, explaining all the use of all these, okay? Don't worry. We are gonna check it twice, okay? Good. So let's see in the activity 4. There we have the first word is bicycle. Bicycle. I asked, I am gonna ask you, is there a bicycle? Check it. Check it in the sightseeing, okay, guide. In the sightseeing guide. Check it, the word bicycle. There isn't. There isn't. There isn't a bicycle. There isn't a bicycle. Okay, have you already seen all the things that you can, that there are, or there is, there aren't in the sightseeing? Okay, let's see an example. There is a coffee shop. There is a coffee shop. Is it one, two, more? It's only one, yeah. There is a coffee shop. There is a cat. There is a cat. They ask you in the exercise cat. Then it says, you remember the bicycle? There is a bicycle, sorry. There is a bicycle. Then they ask for bridge, a bridge. There is a bridge. That's right. Very good. Okay, now what about an umbrella? Look at the picture, go to the sightseeing guide. There isn't an umbrella. There isn't an umbrella. Why an? Because the sound is the vowel. Okay, there isn't an umbrella. Okay, what about a horse? What about a horse? There isn't a horse. There isn't a horse. Because the pronunciation is horse. Okay, the sound of a consonant. Horse. Do you remember that? The use of a or an. Okay. Okay, now go again to the sightseeing guide. And what about the word some people? People. People. Some people. People. Plural. There are some people. There are some people. What about the word flowers? There are some flowers. Do you remember at the Central Park? There are some flowers. This is plural, guys. Do you remember? Okay, what about ghosts? In the picture, we are talking about the pictures. Can you see ghosts in the picture? In the sightseeing guide? Ghost, singular, plural? Plural. There aren't any ghosts. There aren't any ghosts. And what about taxis? Are there taxis, especially on the weekend in Central Park? There are no cars, yes? There aren't any taxis. Why aren't? Because we are talking about two or more. Why aren't? Because we are talking about two or more ghosts. Yes? Okay, good. So now I'm going to write I'm gonna tell you the whole sentences that we did it, okay? According to what they asked for. There isn't a bicycle. There is a bridge. There aren't is the contraction of aren't any cars. There is a cat. There's the contraction of there is. You remember that? There is a coffee shop. Okay, you remember this? There is, there's, the contraction. There is, there's. Yeah? Let's go on. There is a coffee shop. There's a flag. There are some flowers. There aren't any ghosts. There isn't a horse. There is a lake. There is a museum. There are some people. There are some skyscrapers. There is a statue. There are lots of people, lots of steps in the statue. You remember the word steps? There aren't any taxis. There are lots of trees. There isn't an umbrella. Okay, there isn't an umbrella. That is what you had to do in the activity 4. Please write it down in your notebook, please. It is not homework to complete the sentences because I have already told you them. But please, or write them down or just upload in your computer, in your file. Oh, yes. Upload it in your file because I'm gonna send you the answers, okay? I'm gonna write the sentences, okay? That is what you have to do. Please, now go to the language workout on the page 51. Let's see what we have to do. Complete. There is or there are. Affirmative. Is a wonderful view. Is a singular plural. A. One. There is a wonderful view. There, it says lots of great museums. Singular, plural. Plural. There are lots of great museums. Negative. Their time. The time we cannot count it, and this is a singular word. Time. There isn't time. There isn't time. The next one. Aren't, plural, singular, plural. There aren't any cars on weekends. There aren't. Questions. Is a place that everyone likes? Is there a place? How? Ghosts. Do you remember the question? How many ghosts? Always with plural, how many? How many ghosts are there? Are any scary ones? Plural. Are there any scary ones? Good. Bravo. Okay, guys, that's it. There is no homework. Just upload the answers that I'm gonna send you through Educai, okay? And just that. Have a nice day. Check it. It doesn't mean that you don't have to check what we have done, okay, for the next class. See you.